Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. Today is going to be a good one. I don't have any tips for you today. We are just going to chat like the friends that we are and kind of hash out this body positivity movement. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about it, kind of explain it, give my thoughts on why it doesn't necessarily equal health. Even though I think that is what is being pushed in social media and with some of the articles and different views on body positivity, that's what seems to be, pushed, I guess, is that body positivity does equal health. And that is alarming to me. And so we're going to talk about that today. And I'm really excited. So since the moment I saw the term body positivity, I was alarmed, I'll be honest. Body positivity is something, there's a fine line. And always when there's a fine line in our society, somebody has to take it too far. And so it kind of struck me the wrong way. Now, of course, I am all about self-love. I'm all about loving your body and being confident and feeling good in your own skin, of course, and being healthy, right? We know this. If you know me at all, you know that that is exactly what I promote and what I teach my ladies and what I coach on and what I believe in and what I have worked so hard to get is that self-love and loving my own body and feeling confident and good in my skin and being healthy. But I'm not okay with body positivity going so far as to call being overweight healthy, because it's not healthy. And that's a flat out lie. And that's where it's kind of a gray area there. And so when I started to see women, or men, of course, as well, being praised for being overweight and for being called healthy for being overweight, I was alarmed. And this also became alarming for me, well, for two reasons. Because we were in the middle of a pandemic not that long ago where health should have been, at the forefront of this, and it wasn't. And that was really alarming to me. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then I don't know if you remember when Adele lost a lot of weight and she was being slammed for it in social media. And that was alarming to me as well, that we are now shaming people for losing weight because, the bigger women, the overweight community, they called it on the internet. As I was, looking this up, I did some research. They were pissed that now this woman who they obviously, related to, and if she's confident and, healthy and overweight, then so can I. She was like someone for them to look up to, which is amazing. But then they slammed her for losing weight and getting healthy. It's just insane to me that in the middle of a pandemic that we weren't focused on health when we should have been. And then that we are now going so far as to be angry and call people out on social media for losing weight and for getting healthy. For God's sake, she was trying to get her mental health in order. And she was going through a really hard time. And that's not even, she didn't even start out to lose weight. But it doesn't matter. The fact is that we're now body shaming people or shaming people in general for losing weight and getting healthy. Something is really twisted here. And that's when it really started to bother me. And so of course, I've had thoughts on this for years. It's rubbed me the wrong way. And I've had a lot of conversations on my Instagram stories, behind the scenes, of course, with other women on this topic. And it's really interesting to me. And, I'm good at taking in both sides and agreeing to disagree. But I've had some really, really good conversations. And so, of course, I did some research, actual research I have throughout the years, but I did just recently in doing some research for this podcast episode. And again, was alarmed. I just wanted to have some facts for you and, definitions of body positivity and kind of talk about it on both sides. So I'm excited to do that. So The first one I think we've all seen was the Cosmopolitan magazine covers from the February 2021 issue, featuring an absolutely beautiful, overweight woman. Actually, I think there was 11 models that they did for this particular issue. And that's great. It was a body positivity issue where, of course, they were talking about how women are beautiful no matter the size of their body and what they look like. And I agree with that, of course. But on the cover, it says, "This is healthy." And that's where I disagree. Just because we feel beautiful and we are beautiful and our bodies are not, they do not define our worth, it does not mean that they're healthy. And so coming from someone who's in the health and fitness industry, I am a personal trainer. And not only that, I genuinely care about you and your health. That rubs me the wrong way. And it's not okay to just mainstream this and to make people think that it's okay health-wise to be bigger and to be overweight, because it's not. Being overweight and being obese, and I don't necessarily agree with the doctor's charts on obesity, but if you are obese, regardless of what the doctors say, you will have health issues. And it's just not okay from my perspective as a personal trainer and someone who genuinely cares about you and your health and your longevity of your life and the quality of your life. It's not okay to just normalize this and to say on the cover of a very popular magazine. Now, no, this is not a health magazine. This is Cosmo. So let's be real. They don't actually know what they're talking about, especially in this realm. But it is not okay to put "this is healthy" on the cover. That is a flat out lie. Now, I was surprised and also kind of excited that this is also happening on the men's forefront. Now, it's not as much, it's not targeted as much to men, of course, but I don't know what the date was of the article, but there is a men's health issue. And on the cover, it's at the very top, it says the body positivity issue. And then down on the left side, it says rethinking fitness. And there is an overweight gentleman, very overweight gentleman on the cover, drinking what appears to be a beer, and he's holding onto a pizza on Men's Health magazine. And inside, one of the quotes is, "It's time to normalize normal male body types," said Xander Cinnamon. "Most men don't look like Mark Wahlberg or Chris Pratt, and most don't spend all their time eating healthy or working out. We need to start featuring male fitness icons with diverse body types men can actually relate to." End quote. So I don't know if they were saying that this gentleman on the cover holding the pizza and drinking the beer is a male fitness icon. If so, I would beg to differ. But just because most men don't look like Mark Wahlberg or Chris Pratt and don't spend all of their time eating healthy or working out doesn't mean that being overweight is healthy. Those are not the same things. So I have a problem with that. Here I go, a little rant here. Also, rethinking fitness on the front cover of Men's Health magazine that actually says rethinking fitness. You can't rethink fitness. Fitness is fitness and health is health, period. You can't rethink it. You can't make beer and pizza fitness. It's just not the same thing. And just because most men can't relate to being fit and spending their time in a gym, being healthy or working out, doesn't mean that being healthy and working out should be looked down upon. It doesn't mean, just because most people can't relate to it, doesn't mean that we should normalize not relating to it. I just think that there is such a huge disconnect there, and that it's just a flat out lie at that point. But going back to the body positivity movement, like those are things that irritate me about social media. And that's what I mean when body positivity, the movement itself, I think came from a good place, but people take it too far when they don't fit into a genre or they can't relate to things. They want to go against it and make it sound bad. So now being healthy and fit, and the fact that most men don't look like these fitness icons and most women don't look like these female fitness icons. Now it's okay to say that being overweight is healthy. Somehow we as a society think that that's okay. But the body positivity movement came from a good place. By definition in Wikipedia, body positivity is a social movement focused on the acceptance of all bodies, regardless of size, which is what I'm concerned with, shape, skin tone, gender, and physical abilities, while challenging present-day beauty standards as an undesirable social construct. So I get where it came from. We're trying to go against, right now on social media, we have, the ability to alter photos, and a lot of celebrities are altering their photos, and it's making it unrealistic for other females, younger teens looking up to these celebrities' photos and wanting to look just like them and wanting to look perfect. So I understand that this body positivity movement comes from a good place in saying that your body is okay exactly how it is. You are worth it, right? Your body doesn't define you. Body positivity actually, there is an article that I found. It's from Medical News Today. The article is called What to Know About the Body Positivity Movement. I'll link it in the show notes. It's from April 29th of this year, 2022. Body positivity has its roots in the fat rights movement of 1960s. The National Association to Aid Fat Americans, NAAFA, campaigned for equal rights for people of higher weights and criticized the diet industry. Over time, this campaign has evolved into the body positivity movement, which is now incredibly popular, accounting for 13 million social media posts by 2020. So this is actually a really good article. It talks about the basis of body positivity, how it's different than body neutrality, the good things about it, the drawbacks from the movement. It also talks about the health concerns. I do agree that body positivity and promoting positive body image can help your mental health. And I think that that's where it was designed. I think that's what it was designed to do. But it also does discredit, or it ignores the health risks. And that's for me what is so important. And so I just want you to understand that that's what this is about, is that body positivity does not equal health. And there are a few things that I just want to say that frustrate me about this topic, and break it down a little bit now that we've kind of gotten into the issue here. So number one being that even though this movement is set in a way to go against the social standards, that's what it was created for, it still keeps the focus on the appearance. So if you think about what they tried to do was to make it so that everybody is beautiful, and maybe you shouldn't compare yourself to one another. You're exactly, who you are is good enough, and you're who you are for a reason, and you're beautiful. They're trying to go against the social standards in that way, but it still does keep the focus on your appearance, which I believe is dangerous. Overall health isn't about appearance, and it's still dangerous to keep your mindset on your appearance, because you're still going to be judging. We're never going to be 100% comfortable with our bodies. They're always going to be a work in progress. We're always going to be somewhat judgy, and to just focus on that outward appearance all the time isn't okay. The focus should be on your health and on your strength. That's what fitness is. That's what health is. Our worth isn't defined by the scale or our jean size or anything exterior for that matter. And so it bothers me that this movement is still focused so much on what we look like, our appearance, and the fact that anything goes. I don't love that about it. I wish, and my goal is to turn my ladies' mindsets inward and to focus on overall health and our strength and getting stronger and being confident through working on ourselves. That is what I believe true health is. And that is where I believe true body positivity comes from for myself and for my ladies. I know that's where it comes from, is working on yourself, finding the truth, figuring out how to be healthy. That leads you to confidence, which leads you to being positive and confident in your body. My second problem, and this is probably my biggest, was that especially, like I mentioned earlier, during a pandemic, a health epidemic that should have had health at the front and center, it opened my eyes even more so to how messed up we are as a nation. This nation would encourage and sometimes even celebrate unhealthy bodies and obesity. And the same is true for someone who's underweight. It's not healthy to be severely underweight as well. So the fact that if there was ever a time to wake up and to take our health seriously, it is right now. It was these last 2 years, but yet we are still blindsided by social media and celebrities and movements that do not have our best interest at heart. If you can look at the cover of Cosmo magazine and see an overweight, beautiful woman, and it says, "This is healthy," and if you believe that, these people have done their work. Social media, celebrities, and these movements that do not have your best interest at heart have won. If you can look at that and you believe that that is truly healthy, you've lost the game. You have stopped thinking for yourself. You have started to believe what everyone is pushing down your throat. And that is, again, where I have the problem, because now we think that just because we look a certain way, we don't have to change because we love ourselves, and that's great. But at the end of the day, you're not healthy. And that leads into my number 3 problem with this, is that saying that being overweight is healthy is a flat out lie. And I personally do not want my kids growing up in a place where lies are just considered normal to keep from hurting the feelings of other people. I don't want to live in a place where that's normal. I don't want to live in a place where I have to second guess everything that I'm reading and, pull the truth out of people and wonder if this person has my best interest, at stake, if the news is really true or if it's lying to me. And I believe they're usually lying to me. And so that's really frustrating. And I think that the pandemic really taught me a lot about that in many different ways, but especially in the health genre, in that realm. If during a pandemic where obese people had a hugely higher percentage of not only getting sick, but passing away because they contracted COVID, and we still did nothing to talk about health and how important it is to be at a normal, healthy weight and what to do about that. There were so many opportunities for my industry, this health industry. It's embarrassing. There were so many opportunities for people to teach people the truth about being fit and healthy. And if there was ever a time where that should have been at the forefront of our nation, and if these people genuinely cared about our health as a nation or about us in general, as humans or as a nation, that would have been at the forefront. And the fact that it wasn't, and we are somehow celebrating people being overweight and lying and saying that that's healthy, that's really, really scary. And I want better for myself and for my friends and for my family and for my children. I want better for them. I want them to know the truth. And this is just not the truth. That body positivity does not equal health. That is the truth. And so what it comes down to is I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know it was different. I like controversial topics. I'll be honest, it's hard to talk about them sometimes. And I think that that's because over the last few years, we've been challenged with so many politics and topics that caused us to be shaken up. And it caused a lot of us to, take a look inward. But it also is hard because in real life and on social media, it's hard because people have opinions. And if they put them out there, other people have opinions. And behind a computer, it's really easy. Even face to face, it's sometimes easy, but it's easier when you're sitting behind a computer. People can come right back with their opinions. And sometimes it hurts. And sometimes it causes us to be quiet or filtered or question who we are and what we believe and whether we should stand up for ourselves if it goes against the grain, especially. And even if it's not, even if you believe that, being overweight is healthy, it's hard to say that too, because someone will bite back at you. And that's really hard. And so this episode comes from a place of love. It comes from my heart because I truly care about you and your health. These topics are controversial, but I think that they're so important because controversy is good in the way that it causes you to sit back and really think for yourself, right? Do some research, put your thinking cap on and really, really dive in and ask yourself some honest questions about what you believe. And in this particular topic for me, it is hard because I know that this body positivity movement came from a good place. Like I said, I do believe in self-love and confidence and all of those things. I do. And so I'm really torn, like that's a really good thing, being positive in your body, loving yourself, right? No matter what you look like. And that's okay. I've said that before on different trainings and stuff. Like, it's okay to love yourself exactly how you are. In fact, I tell my ladies, you should love yourself exactly how you are. Even if you have 50, 100 pounds to lose, you should love yourself and love your body and appreciate what it can do and what it's capable of. But you can also want to change. You can want to look different. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look different or being smaller or being bigger and gaining some muscle. There's nothing wrong with having those goals, but loving yourself as you go and appreciating your body. There's a fine line there. It's just calling it health is where I have the problems. And it's like, the truth is we will never be 100% satisfied with our bodies. We are a constant work in progress, and the work has to go within. And so I hope you enjoyed this. I really just wanted to shed some light on this topic in true Christy Castillo fashion, in true unfuck your fitness fashion. Body positivity does not equal health. And this is a conversation that I don't want to shy away from. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Like I said, I don't shy away from controversy. I love hearing other people's opinions and other people's take on it, of course, tastefully. I'm not going to engage in, nasty fighting and things like that. But I really do think that we can learn a lot from one another and from doing some research and from really, looking within. And I think it's really interesting. I think that these topics can really bring us together. And I think as women, that is my main goal. That is my main goal for this podcast. That is my main goal for the work that I do in coaching women. It's to bring us together and to realize that we're more alike than we think. And I just really want overall happiness and health for you. And that is my ultimate goal. So if you enjoyed this podcast, I would love it if you shared it on your social media, share it with a friend, share it with anyone. Let's get this, conversation going. Let me know your thoughts on the topic. I would love to hear from you. And I cannot wait to talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.